Good evening, everybody. Welcome to SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown Eagle Baseball live here tonight on this beautiful Tuesday night at Eagle Field on the campus of Georgetown High School. I'm Wally Harbin, and tonight the ball game that comes down to mean a whole lot for this Georgetown Eagle team, a chance to ramp up the district championship. A win tonight secures first place in district for your Georgetown Eagles with 3 games remaining, as they will keep themselves safe from the second place team in district right now, which are the Elgin Wildcats at 7-3. Should Elgin win out and Georgetown win tonight and then lose out, 3 losses even gives Georgetown the district championship no matter what after a 2-game sweep over the Elgin Wildcats earlier in district play. The Eastview Patriots come in tonight. The Crosstown Showdown in full effect here tonight. Tonight, we're here at Georgetown High School at Eagle Field. Friday night, we'll be across town at Eastview High School at Patriot Park for Game 2 of this head-to-head matchup between Georgetown Independent School District teams. The Patriots come into the ball game 12-13 overall, 6-4 in district, currently tied for third place with the Pflugerville Panthers. As it sits now, Pflugerville has the head-to-head over Eastview with a 2-game sweep in their head-to-head matchup earlier in district play. Your Georgetown Eagles, 15-11-1 overall, 10-0 in district play, broke in a 10-game winning streak after a rough loss on Saturday at Vandergrift in non-district play, 13-3. The Vandergrift Vipers just doing all kinds of work on Saturday. A great pitching performance by Mulcahy, and your Eagles fell in that ball game. But in district, the 10-game win streak still intact, as the Eagles have run through the competition, averaging just over 8 runs per game, allowing just over 1.5 runs per game in district play. GYBA night here tonight at Eagle Field as your hometown Georgetown Eagles, the home team, in the white uniforms, white bottoms, white tops with the Georgetown blue stripes, blue lettering, blue numerals on the back with the blue hats and the Georgetown G on the front. The visiting Patriots of Eastview come in with the gray road pants and the red jerseys with Patriots in script lettering across the front in navy blue with navy blue numerals outlined in white on the back, and the red caps with EV on the front. Pants are about knee-high with red socks for the visiting Patriots. Your Georgetown Eagles have Eagles in script lettering across the front as they ready. And let's go to the field and listen to the PA announcer talk about GYBA night live here on SHN.
Swimming Georgetown High School team will be throwing out the first pitch.
The first pitch being thrown out by the men's swim coach. They are celebrating and honoring the men's swim team from Georgetown High School, state champions this year, and they will be honoring the state champion men's swim team here in tonight's ball game, along with GYBA night. The swim coach and his 2 boys getting a chance to throw out the first pitch tonight as we honor the men's state champions swim team here from Georgetown High School. Interesting battle across the way here tonight as well, in the fact that the Lady Eagles are on the road in softball, taking on the Eastview Patriots over at Patriot Park there on the campus of Eastview. This is Game 2 of their matchup in head-to-head. Georgetown victorious in that first one, and they sit first in district standings. The Patriots not far behind, I believe, in third place in district. As the 2-man umpiring crew come out for tonight's ball game, Coach Vieira and Jared Frimmel will join them shortly, along with the head coach of the Eastview Patriots, Matt Pullen. Tonight's SHN broadcast booth brought to you, as always, by Matt Morrow. Matt's team dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including our handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from a certified mortgage advisor. Matt understands the local markets, has access to a wide variety of loan programs, and is ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com, NMLS 464-148. Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow, proud sponsors of the SHN broadcast booth and the first inning here at Georgetown Baseball on SHN. As Jared Frimmel and Coach Vieira come out to home plate, G-Town Lumber and Supply, located at 9400 Brown Lane in Austin, Texas, serves general contractors, subcontractors, and the do-it-yourselfers. We specialize in dimensional lumber, decking, siding, doors and windows, hand-hewn timbers, KDAT lumber, and corbels. Hometown service like none other. Visit us at 9400 Brown Lane in Austin, Texas, or visit the website at gtownlumberandsupply.com. G-Town Lumber Supply brings you tonight's starting lineups. For the Eastview Patriots, this one's a simple one if we talk about across town and all the stats and everything. The superintendent of Georgetown ISD tonight, Superintendent Emeritus, is Dr. Fred Brent. He has announced his retirement. He will be Superintendent Emeritus until the end of June. Interim Superintendent for both schools at Georgetown ISD is Miss Lindsay Harris. Principal over at Eastview High School is Paula Gamble, athletic director for both schools, athletic dean, athletic coordinator Michael Wall for the Patriots, and the athletic trainer Melissa Harrington and Malia Garza. Head coach Matt Pullen, assistant coaches Kevin Ram, Bo Shahan, and Cody Crumley. Student managers Andrew Massa, Nick Rodriguez. Student trainers Alani Chanel and Maddie Florence. The starting lineup for the Eastview Patriots. Leading off, playing center field, number 15, Randall Ellis. Batting second, playing second base, number 2, Ryan Pullen. Batting third, playing catcher, number 10, Josh O'Malley. Batting fourth and pitching, number 12, Patrick Reyes. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 8, Daniel Boyer. Batting sixth and designated hitting, number 11, Caden Christensen. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 3, Mason Pullen. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 14, Asher Kirchhoff. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 9, Ben Berglund. Ellis, Pullen, O'Malley in the top third. Reyes, Boyer, Christensen, the middle third. Pullen, Kirchhoff, Berglund, the bottom third for the Eastview Patriots. And now to your Georgetown Eagle starting lineup, brought to you by G-Town Lumber and Supply. Head coach, of course, Jordan Vieira, the state champion coach, the Georgetown Eagles, the 2022 5A Division State champions in baseball. He is back for his fourth year at the helm. His assistant coaches, Chad Payne, David Durrell, and Mike Cockrell. Manager, do-all baseball, Mr. Baseball for this Georgetown program, Mr. Jared Frimmel. Student trainer, Avery Mon. Stats, Carter Campbell, Grace King, Nicole Witt, and Ruby Hellman. Principal at Georgetown High School, one of the best in the business, Mr. Brian Johnson. As athletic coordinator, football coach Chuck Griffin, and the athletic trainers, two of the best in the business, Chad Hennessy and Vanessa Rideau. The starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles, as selected by head coach Jordan Vieira. Leading it off, playing center field, the junior, number 17, Devin Peterson. Batting second and at shortstop, number 2, the senior, Eli Hellman. Batting third, the third baseman, the senior, number 4, Brady Peters. Batting fourth and on the mound tonight for your Eagles, number 21, Riley Leiniger. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 20, the Mighty Mouse, Talon Ball. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 11, Jackson Rainey, a.k.a. Scout. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 10, Andrew Nations. Batting eighth and behind the plate, the senior, number 7, Chance Pernica. And batting eighth, the right fielder, the senior, number 8, Jacob Faltisek. So it'll be Peterson, Hellman, and Peters in the top third for your Eagles. Leiniger, Ball, and Rainey in the middle third. Nations, Pernica, and Faltisek in the bottom third for your Eagle lineup. As the PA announcer announces the starting lineup for the Patriots, we look at the district standings for District 23. Georgetown sits alone at the top. They are 10-0 in district play. Elgin in second place right now by themselves at 7-3. Pflugerville and Eastview tied at 6-4. Hendrickson at 5-5. Cedar Creek and Bastrop both tied at 3-7. And the Conley Cougars sit in the bottom at 0-10. Tonight's ball games, Eastview here at Georgetown in the CROSSTOWN Showdown. And then Pflugerville on the road at Elgin. Hendrickson at Conley and Bastrop at Cedar Creek. On Friday, Georgetown will be on the road at Eastview. Elgin will be over at Pflugerville. Conley at Hendrickson, and Cedar Creek returns over to Bastrop in their Crosstown Showdown for Bastrop ISD. While they finish the Georgetown Eagle lineup, we're going to go to the field and let you watch and see the GYBA players join in the players here on the field on SHN.
Right fielder, number 8, Jacob Alderson. And playing first base, number 18, David Lewis.
And now please join us as we go to the national anthem. When we come back, first pitch action and the Georgetown Eagles and the Patriots underway in the Crosstown Showdown. Back here in the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Borrow from Morrow. Matt's team, dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible, offering the easy-to-use mortgage tools, including our handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from a certified mortgage advisor. Matt understands the local markets, has access to a wide variety of loan programs, and is ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS 464148. Borrow from Morrow, proud sponsor of the SHN broadcast booth, and he brings you first inning action of Georgetown Eagle baseball here on SHN. Riley Leininger finishes up the warm-up pitches here in the top of the first inning. And he will face off against the top three in the Patriot lineup. It'll be Randall Ellis, Ryan Pullen, and Josh O'Malley. Randall Ellis, the center fielder, steps in. He is a senior, and he'll step in from the left side wearing number 15. And Riley Leininger will work out of the windup to begin the top of the first inning for tonight's Crosstown Showdown. The Georgetown Eagles and the Eastview Patriots. And Ellis steps in. Brady Peters will play up on the corner at third base. Expecting the potential bunt from the lefty leadoff man, Randall Ellis. Leininger from the windup. And the first pitch of the ball game. It stays high for ball one. 1-0 the count to Randall Ellis. Beautiful game for a day for baseball here at Georgetown, Texas. Partly cloudy evening. The 1-0 pitch. Outside corner misses for ball two. 2-0 now the count to Randall Ellis, the senior center fielder for the Eastview Patriots. Leininger gets a sign from the senior catcher, Pernica, from the windup. The 2-0 pitch. And a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Pernica. Strike one. 2-1 the count now to Ellis. Defensively for your Eagles, Nations in left, Peterson in center, Faltasek in right. Leininger from the windup. The 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike two. 2-2 now the count to Ellis. Here in the leadoff position for the Patriots in the top of the first. Peters at third, Hellman at short. Talon Ball at second. David Fluitt, the sophomore, at first base. The 2-2 pitch from Leininger. misses just low, and it'll be a full count here to the leadoff man, Randall Ellis, for Riley Leininger. Behind the plate, senior Chance Pernicken on the mound, the junior right-hander, Riley Leininger. The payoff pitch. Ellis will pop it up on the infield. The second baseman, Talon Ball. He'll give way to the shortstop, Eli Hellman, who'll make the catch into shallow center field for out number 1. P6 in the book to record the out of Ellis. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 2, the junior Ryan Pullen. He'll step in from the right side. Leininger works from the first base side of the rubber in the windup. The first pitch to Ryan Pullen, ground ball down the third baseline. And it's inside the bag, fair down the third baseline, all the way into left field. Nations will retrieve it, but that's going to be a one-out double for the second baseman, Ryan Pullen, and the Eastview Patriots. First hit of the ball game, a double there for Pullen, and that'll bring up the catcher, number 10, Josh O'Malley. He's a sophomore. He'll step in from the right side here with a runner on second and one out in the top of the first. Leininger moves over to the stretch here with a runner on second base and one out. Leininger will come set and a look back at second base. The first pitch to O'Malley, breaking pitch, misses the outside corner for a ball. 1-0 the count to Josh O'Malley. Head coach Matt Pullen, 2 sons on the team, a junior in Ryan Pullen. We just got that one-out double. And then number 3, the third baseman, the sophomore, Mason Pullen, as well. The 1-0 pitch to O'Malley, breaking pitch down and in the turf. But a great job by Chance Pernicken to keep it in front of him out to the side, not allowing Pullen to move up. A 2-0 count to the catcher O'Malley with the pitcher on deck, Patrick Reyes, for the Patriots. O'Malley, the sophomore catcher, back in from the right side. Leininger looks in and gets the sign from Pernicken, comes set in the stretch. Give a peek back at Pullen at second base. And now the turn towards second, but no throw as Pullen steps back on the back safely. And everyone will reset here with a 2-0 count. One out here in the top of the first inning, brought to you by Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. BorrowFromMorrow.com for more information. Leininger will come set here in the 2-0 count. A look back at second base. The 2-0 pitch to O'Malley. And it stays up and in, ball 3. 3-0 count now to the number 3 hitter in the Patriot lineup, Josh O'Malley. The catcher back in from the right side, ready to go. Leininger gets the sign, will come set in the stretch. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. The 3-0 pitch. Right down Main Street for a called strike, so O'Malley will have to return back to home plate. He started his trot down to first base. But that was short-lived as the home plate umpire calls a strike. 3-1 now, the count to the catcher, Josh O'Malley. Leininger comes back set in the stretch. A look back at Pullen. Now the turn and a throw. And nice throw right on the button. And Ryan Pullen dives back in safely there. Great throw on the third base side of the bag and right into the glove of Eli Hellman at the head of Pullen for the tag. And he gets his hand under there safely at second. And now a 3-1 count. The Leininger comes set here in the top of the first. The 3-1 pitch to O'Malley, breaking pitch, fouled off back behind home plate. And now Leininger has worked the count back full as he fell behind. 3 balls and no strikes to the catcher O'Malley. And now a 3-2 count. With a 1 out here in the top of the first, the Patriots trying to have something going here with a 1-out double by Ryan Pullen. And now a full count to O'Malley. O'Malley back in from the right side. Leininger comes set in the stretch. A look back at second. The payoff pitch to O'Malley. Breaking ball in there. Called strike 3. And what a pitch by Riley Leininger. The junior right-hander with a breaking pitch. There on a 3-2 count. It gets a strikeout looking to record the out on O'Malley. And now 2 outs in the inning. First strikeout thrown by Leininger. And that'll bring up the number 4 hitter, the pitcher, Patrick Reyes. He'll step in from the left side. Reyes, a junior here for the Patriots, steps in. An open stance. First pitch, line drive out to short, but Eli Hellman will snag that one for out number 3. And the Patriots are down here in the top of the first. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base after half an inning. Eastview 0, Georgetown coming up to bat. More Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. And we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the top three batters in the Eagle lineup here in the first inning, Devin Peterson, Eli Hellman, and Brady Peters. Devin Peterson, center fielder, the junior, number 17, will step in to face off against the left-handed pitcher in Patrick Reyes. From the windup, the first pitch from Reyes is in there, misses just low. 4-1, the chirping a little extra tonight out of the both dugouts here in this battle in the Crosstown Showdown. Reyes gets a sign from the windup, the 1-0 pitch. And Peterson hits it into left center field. It's a leadoff base hit, and that's going to get all the way out there. Peterson around first base. He's headed to second, and that's a leadoff double for Devin Peterson, the center fielder. And the Eagles respond in kind with a double in the first inning of their own. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 2, senior Eli Hellman. Devin Peterson is just playing lights out baseball right now for your Georgetown Eagles. He takes the second pitch of the inning and drives it into left center field for a double. And now the leadoff man at second base is Patrick Reyes. Will have to move to the stretch here, and Eli Hellman steps in from the right side. Reyes will look back to second. The first pitch, Hellman squares the bunt, but he takes it back and takes the ball high and across the zone. So a 1-0 count to Eli Hellman, the shortstop, with Brady Peters on deck for the Eagles here in the bottom of the first. No outs and a runner at second base. Reyes comes set, a look back at second. The 1-0 pitch, and Hellman tries to bunt it, but bunts it back to the backstop for a strike. 1-1 now, the count to the senior shortstop, Eli Hellman. One 1 count to the senior shortstop, Eli Hellman. Reyes comes set in the stretch, a look back at second base. The 1-1 pitch, Hellman puts the bunt out there, but pulls it back and takes it off the outside corner for ball 2. 2-1 now, the count to the senior Eli Hellman. Trying to go here and check out something online. Devin Peterson recognized player of the week. Just unreal batting average for Devin Peterson in the week. What a week he has had at the plate for the Eagles. 2-1 the count. Reyes comes set. Hellman squares the bunt, pulls it back and takes it high. Ball 3, and now a 3-1 count with no outs and a runner at second base for Eli Hellman. Reyes will come set, and Hellman squares around. The 3-1 pitch, and Hellman bunts it down the third baseline. Reyes over to field it, loses his footing. That's going to be an infield single for Eli Hellman, and now runners at the corners with no outs. The lefty had a long way to go and would have had to spun all the way around to make the throw, and Hellman got down the line. And now back-to-back hits has runners at first and third for the Eagles. Here in the bottom of the first with no outs, and the big man, Brady Peters, due up for the Eagles. The senior third baseman, Brady Peters, steps in from the right side. Peters hitting .438 in district play. The first pitch from Reyes is in there for a called strike. A 1-1 the count. Brady Peters. Peters with 11 RBIs. He scored 9 runs here in district play. He's only struck out once, walked 4 times. 14 hits in his district at bats. And a bunt out to the mound. Reyes will field it. His play is to first base. That'll move Eli Hellman up into scoring position, but Peterson cannot advance as it was bunted out in front of the mound. So Reyes looks him and makes the play, but a sac bunt to move up the runner, and now both runners in scoring position for the Eagles with 1 out, and Riley Leiniger, the pitcher, steps in from the left side. 1-3 on the putout to record the out of Peters. Leiniger will step in. The lefty-lefty matchup as Reyes comes set in the stretch. The first pitch to Leiniger, swinging, pops it up left side. It's going to get into left field. It should be deep enough. Berglund backs up. He'll make the catch. Peterson tags, and he'll score easily. No one's covering third base, and the throw goes awry. Hellman advances to third. Now he's going to go all the way and try to score, and he'll be in there. What a job by Eli Hellman. Heads up base running. Berglund throws it to third base, but the base wasn't covered. And so a great job by Eli Hellman to come all the way around. They appeal over to third. The home plate umpire signals it safe as Peterson tagged up, and Eli Hellman did the same all the way from second base. But the shortstop Boyer didn't go over and cover third base as Mason Pullen had pulled over to cut off the throw home. And so that ball went over towards the third base dugout, worked its way over towards behind home plate, and Eli Hellman chugged all the way around, and the Eagles take the 2-0 lead. Reyes now faces against Talon Ball. The first pitch up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. F7 in the book on the sac fly. It's an RBI to score Peterson. And then the second run scores on the error. The 1-0 pitch fouled off back out of play down the first baseline. 1-1 now the count to the junior second baseman. We like to call him Mighty Mouse. His name is Talon Ball. He wears number 20, steps in from the right side. 1-1 count now. Reyes from the windup. The 1-1 pitch to Ball. And Ball sends it into center field. Ellis is going to have to make a run for it. Boyer goes out, and Boyer makes the catch into center field for out number 3. But not before the Eagles pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and nobody left on base after 1 complete. Georgetown 2, Eastview nothing. More Eagle baseball in a moment. And we go to the field to hear the PA announcer.
And relay finalists, district champions, regional champions, 2-time relay state runner-ups, 2-time individual state championships, and 1 individual third place finish. Players are Caden Alarcon, Maddox Azuma Hall, J.T. Baxley, Grant Brown, Gabe Charles, Stephen Clyett, Dylan Cook, Ethan Drake, Jeremy Kelly, Nate Mann, J.T. Marcy, Sean Mino, Matthew Fulton, Julian Pinero, Marcus Pinero, Brock Sauer, Eli Urban, and Elijah Vogel. And they are coached by Jeremy Klein and Reagan Hartzell. Congratulations, gentlemen. Great job.
And that is your 5A boys state champion swim team, the Georgetown Eagles. And what an opportunity to honor them tonight. Coach Vieira shaking hands as they come off the field. But what a job and what a season the boys swim team had. Another state title in the. I tell you what, in the trophy closet, the trophy storage case for these Georgetown athletes, and what a beautiful season they had. A lot of individual champions and the 5A men's champions, the Georgetown Eagles swim team. And congrats to them. It's just been, we talked about it on Thursday night back at the coaches show. It's a great time to be a Georgetown Eagle. A lot of great things going on. The Georgetown Eagle baseball team winning the state title last year. This year on another great run here in district, headed to the playoffs. Another great year in tap for the girls softball team as they're in tops in their district in softball, having another fantastic year across the way. And many accomplishments. The football team into the third round of the playoffs. Basketball team into the playoffs, both boys and girls. And so just a great accomplishment there in the boys swimming team championship for the Georgetown Eagles. We go to the top of the second inning. We'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up for the Eastview Patriots. It'll be Boyer, Christensen, and Mason Pullen due up. The shortstop, number 8, Daniel Boyer, will step up. He's a junior. He'll step in from the right side. Wears number 8 on the jersey. He'll face off against Riley Leininger on for his second inning of work. Leininger from the windup. The first pitch here in the top of the second. And a ball hit into center field. Devin Peterson will back up about 3 steps. Make the catch for out number 1. F8 in the book to retire Boyer for out number 1. And that'll bring up the DH, number 11, Caden Christensen. Christensen will step in for his first at-bat here in the ball game. He'll step in from the right side. Christensen, the sophomore DH. Step in, Leininger from the windup. Ready to go. First pitch, misses. Little low for ball 1. Second inning of Georgetown Eagle Baseball brought to you by G-Town Lumber and Supply. The 1-0 pitch to Christensen. A swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-0 the count. Christensen, the DH, wears number 11. Georgetown's DH, Jackson Rainey, wears number 11 as well. The 1-1 pitch fouled off over to the first base dugout. Off the screen for strike 2. 1-2 the count. And now Christensen, the sophomore DH, back in from the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the top of the second. For Leininger, the 1-2 pitch. Stays high, ball 2. Count evens out at 2-2 now. 2 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the first, and Georgetown takes the early lead over the Eastview Patriots, 2-0. Leininger from the windup, the 2-2 pitch, the breaking pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 2. And that'll be a second strikeout of the ball game for Riley Leininger. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 3, Mason Pullen, the sophomore. He'll step in from the left side. With 2 outs and the base is empty here in the top of the second. Pullen ready to go. Leininger gets the sign from the windup. The first pitch to Mason Pullen. Swinging it. Fouls it off, back off the clamshell. Strike 1, 0-1. Beautiful turf infield here at Eagle Field. All grass outfield. 323 down the left field and right field lines. 385 to the power alleys in right and left field. The 0-1 pitch misses low and inside. Ball 1. Count evens up at 1 apiece. And a 400 dead straight away for center field here at Eagle Field. Pulling back in from the left side. Mason gets ready. The 1-1 pitch from Leininger. Low and inside, ball 2. 2-1 now. The count to the sophomore third baseman, Mason Pullen. Leininger gets a sign from Pernica. The 2-1 pitch. And a ball fouled off back to the backstop. 2-2. Now the count to Mason Pullen. In district, in the 10 games of district, Leininger starts his 4th game tonight. He's thrown 12 2/3 innings coming into the ball game. He's faced 56 batters, only allowed 12 hits, has a 0.00 ERA in district play. The 2-2 pitch, low and inside, ball 3, and now a full count to the third baseman, Mason Pullen. Leininger's batting average against a 250 for opposing teams. He struck out 17, walked only 5, has hit 3 batters. The payoff pitch to Pullen, and he fouls it off down the third baseline, out of play. Pullen stays alive in the at-bat. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the second. No runners on. 14 pitches thrown in the first inning by Leininger as he gets ready for the payoff pitch. And a foul ball back out of play over the clamshell. A nice quality at-bat here by Mason Pullen. Next pitch will be the 8th of the at-bat for the third baseman. The payoff pitch up and away, ball 4. And Mason Pullen will draw a 2-out walk. As Jared Frimmel brings out the baseballs to the home plate umpire. Get this crowd going. Pumped up as the Eagles, he knows what the importance of this ball game is. As now Asher Kirchhoff, the first baseman, will step up for his first appearance at the plate. Steps in from the right side with 2 outs, and Mason pulling down at first. Fluid holds him on. The first pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Kirchhoff. First walk of the ball game by Leininger there to Mason pulling. 0-1 the count to Kirchhoff. Glance over at first. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. To the sophomore first baseman, Asher Kirchhoff. 4 sophomores in the starting lineup for the Patriots. A young team here for Coach Matt Pullen. Leininger comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Misses inside for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. To the first baseman, Asher Kirchhoff. Ben Berglund, the left fielder. On deck, should Kirchhoff be able to extend the inning here for the Patriots. Leininger comes set, a glance at first base. The 2-1 pitch, and fouled off of the umpire's mask for a strike. 2-2 now the count. To Asher Kirchhoff. We're in the top of the second inning. Georgetown has the 2-0 lead. 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning on 2 hits and 1 Patriot error. Allow Georgetown to take the early lead. Here in the top of the second with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner on first. The 2-2 pitch to Kirchhoff will come after this throw over to first base. Mason Pullen dives back in safely there. David Fluitt, the sophomore first baseman for the Eagles, holds Pullen on at first base. Leininger gets a sign from Pernicka and comes set. Glance at first base. The 2-2 pitch. Skips in there on the turf. Pernicka will get it. He'll save the throw. And that wild pitch will allow Mason Pullen to move up to second base with 2 outs. That breaking pitch evens up the count now as it was down in the turf. Allows the runner to move into scoring position. Three balls, 2 strikes to the first baseman, Asher Kirchhoff. With 2 outs here in the top of the second, and now Mason Pullen to the 2-out walk, advances to second base on the wild pitch. Leads off there, Hellman right behind him. Leininger comes set. The payout pitch to Kirchhoff. Pop up on the infield. Pernicka's going to give it a look. But there it goes off the clamshell for a foul ball, and Kirchhoff will return back to home plate and step back in with a full count and 2 outs here in the top of the second. The Patriots trying to answer the 2 runs in the bottom of the first by the Eagles. A win tonight for Georgetown solidifies first place, a district championship for your baseball team. The payoff pitch to Kirchhoff. Takes it low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks by Leininger. Has runners on first and second base now. And Ben Berglund, the left fielder, the senior, steps in from the left side with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Berglund only one of 2 seniors in the lineup for the Patriots to start it off. The number 9 hitter ready to go. The first pitch from Leininger. Misses low, ball 1. And now we'll have a visit from pitching coach Chad Payne. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more Eagle baseball here in a moment on SHN. Quick visit there from the pitching coach, Chad Payne. Just to get Leininger to calm down, slow things down, get back in his groove. The Eagles have 2 outs here in the top of the second. The Patriots have had back-to-back walks with 2 outs and now have runners on first and second with the number 9 hitter, Ben Berglund, up from the left side. A 1-0 count from Leininger as he comes set in the stretch. A look back at second base, and now the 1-0 pitch. Berglund fouls it off back to the backstop. 4 strike 1, 1-1 now the count to the left fielder, Ben Berglund. Another nice crowd here for the Georgetown Eagles tonight on the home game at the Eagle Field. Leininger comes set, the 1-1 pitch. Misses low for ball 2, 2-1 now the count. Two balls, one strike to Ben Berglund. He's back in from the left side. Leininger comes set, a look back at second base. And now the 2-1 pitch to Berglund. It's on the outside corner for a called strike, and now the count evens out. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ben Berglund, the number 9 hitter in the Patriot lineup. Leininger comes set. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the 2-2 pitch. And that'll hit Berglund, and now the bases will be full of Patriot base runners with 2 outs. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup and Randall Ellis.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Patriots, the center fielder, number 15, Randall Ellis.
First batter hit by Leininger here in the ball game. Loads the bases here in the top of the second. And Randall Ellis will step in. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Popped out to the shortstop, Eli Hellman, back in the top of the first. Steps in here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Leininger back to the windup. The first pitch to Ellis. Up and away for ball 1. Two quick outs here in the top of the second, and then back-to-back walks and a hit by a pitch has loaded them up for the Patriots. Leininger gets the sign from Pernica from the windup. The 1-0 pitch. Misses low, ball 2, 2-0 now to Randall Ellis. With the second baseman, Ryan Pullen, on deck for the Patriots. Ellis back ready to go. The center fielder from the left side. Leininger from the windup. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Beautiful pitch there by Leininger. As he quickly back on the mound, ready to go. Ellis steps in. Leininger gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch. Misses down in the turf for ball 3, and now a 3-1 count to the leadoff man, Randall Ellis. The base is full, so Leininger's got to go right after Ellis with 2 outs here in the top of the second. The 3-1 count to Ellis with 2 outs. The 3-1 pitch. Outside corner. Coach Vieira not happy with that one. I'm not sure where it was, but it's called ball 4.
Next up, second base, number 2, Ryan Pullen.
And that'll walk a run in for the Patriots as Mason Pullen will come in on it. Kirchhoff will move up to third base. Berglund to second, and Ellis down to first. Third walk of the inning for Leininger, and that'll bring up Ryan Pullen, the second baseman. First pitch, outside corner. Called a strike. The 0-1 pitch. Misses inside the breaking pitch. A 1-1 now the count to Ryan Pullen. 2-1 now your score. Eastview is gifted a run here with 3 base on balls and a hit by pitch mixed in to bring in the first run of the game for the Patriots. The 1-1 pitch misses outside for ball 2. Ryan Pullen, 1 for 1 in the ball game, had a 1-out double. In the top of the first, was left stranded at second base. Steps in here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch from Leininger. And a base hit. Nope, foul ball. The ball hit, pulled down the third baseline, but it just could not stay fair for Pullen. So now the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leininger gets a sign from the catcher, Pernica, from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. And a ball fouled off back to the screen. And Ryan Pullen stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the second. 1 run across for the Patriots in the inning. Cut the lead back to 1, 2-1 for Georgetown. The 2-2 pitch, the breaking pitch, hit into left field, and that's going to be down. That'll score 1. They're going to send the runner from second. Nations comes up firing. Here comes the play at the plate, but the throw not in time. A 2 RBI single for Ryan Pullen has given the Patriots the 3-2 lead. Ellis moves up to second base for the Patriots, but Kirchhoff and Berglund score. Nice piece of hitting there by Ryan Pullen. Scores the 2 runs, and now the catcher O'Malley steps in. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game as he struck out looking. Back in inning number 1. Steps in here with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Leininger from the stretch. A look at second. The first pitch to O'Malley. Ball hit out towards second base. Talon Ball ranges over to his left. Makes the play. Over to first base to Fluid for out number 3. But not before the Patriots pick up 3 runs on 1 hit. No errors and 2 runners left on base. After 1.5, Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. More Eagle baseball after this on SHN. Go to the bottom of the second inning, brought to you by G-Town Lumber and Supply, located at 9400 Brown Lane in Austin, Texas, serving general contractors, subcontractors, and the do-it-yourselfers. Specializing in dimensional lumber, decking, siding, door and windows, hand-hewn timbers, KDAT lumber, and corbels. Hometown service like none other is G-Town Lumber and Supply. Visit us at 9400 Brown Lane in Austin, Texas, or visit the website at gtownlumberandsupply.com. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and the Eagles will bring up the DH, Jackson Rainey, to lead things off. First pitch swinging, high ground ball bouncing up the middle. Boyer on the run, the throw to first in time. What a play by Boyer to get it out of his glove and over to Kirchhoff at first base to record the out. 6-3 on the putout. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. 6-3 on the putout records the out of Rainey, and that'll bring up the left fielder, number 10, Andrew Nations. 13 pitches thrown in the first inning by Patrick Reyes. The first pitch here to Nations. Big bender catches the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Nations for a called strike. 0-1 the count. From the windup, the 0-1 pitch. Up high, ball 1. 1-1 now the count. To Andrew Nations, the left fielder, number 10, a junior, for your Eagles. The catcher, Chance Pernica, on deck. Reyes from the windup. The 1-1 pitch misses low and outside as it skips in off the turf. And now 2-1 the count to Andrew Nations. 13 pitches thrown in inning number 1 by Reyes, giving up 2 hits and 2 runs to the Eagles. 2-1 pitch to Nations, low and outside, ball 3. 3-1 now the count to the left-handed hitting Andrew Nations. Nations hitting 200 in district play. The 3-1 pitch, and he fouls it off the catcher. The count goes full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Andrew Nations. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Georgetown trails it 3-2. Georgetown with 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Eastview answers with 3 in the top of the second, thanks to 3 base on balls and a hit by a pitch. The payoff pitch to Nations, and Nations hits it out to shortstop, and Boyer can't handle it, and that's into left center field. Andrew Nations around first. He's headed to second base, and then he'll be held up there. It'll be a 1-out shot to left center field. I'm assuming that'll be an error on the shortstop, Boyer. The official scoreboard shows a base hit on the hot line drive by Nations. So we'll count it as a one-out double for Nations. Third hit of the ballgame for the Eagles. And now in steps the senior catcher, number 7, Chance Pernica from the right side. Reyes moves to the stretch with the runner on second here in the bottom of the second with one out. First pitch to Pernica. Pernica takes it high for ball 1. And officially on the game changer from the Eagle scorebook, it is a base hit for Andrew Nations. Reyes throws back to second base with Ryan Pullen covering, but Andrew Nations dives in safely there. A one-out double by Andrew Nations, and now a 1-0 count to Chance Pernica. The 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss, strike one. 1-1 now the count. Chance Pernica. Pernica appearing just his 8th game of district play, this being the 11th of district play for the Eagles. Pernica in his 8th game after coming back from an injury, batting .333 in district play. Reyes comes set, the 1-1 pitch. Pernica takes it up and away, ball 2. 2-1 now the count. With Jacob Faltasek, the right fielder, on deck for the Eagles. Reyes comes set. The 2-1 pitch. Pernica pops it back out of play. Now the count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the senior catcher, Chance Pernica. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Georgetown trying to answer the runs in the top of the inning put up by the Patriots. As Reyes comes set in the stretch. A look back at second base. The 2-2 pitch. Pernica takes it low and inside. Ball 3. Can't argue that a lot after the could have been strike 3 called on the outside corner for Leininger in the top half of the inning. And now the count full to Pernica. A throw back to second base. Nations dives back in safely there. Pernica will step back in from the right side. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. A runner in scoring position down at second. Patrick Reyes, the lefty, comes set from the stretch. A look back at second base. The payoff pitch. Pernica takes it on the outside corner. Called strike 3. Big second out there for Reyes and the Patriots. The first strikeout for Reyes. Retires Pernica, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jacob Faltasek. Faltasek will step in from the right side, batting .231 in district play. 2 outs now in the inning with a runner at second base. First pitch to Faltasek is high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the senior right fielder, number 8, Jacob Faltasek. Reyes comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Faltasek fouls it back to the screen off the helmet of the catcher, O'Malley. 1-1 now the count to Jacob Faltasek. One on 1 the count to Faltasek. The 1-1 pitch. Stays high, ball 2. 2-1 now the count to Jacob Faltasek with Devin Peterson, the leadoff man in the Eagle lineup, on deck. Reyes comes set. The 2-1 pitch. Faltasek, a swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2 now the count to the senior right fielder, Jacob Faltasek. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Reyes comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Faltasek takes it up and away for ball 3. And now a full count with 2 outs with the Nations down at second base. A 1-out double on by Nations. The only activity here for the Eagles in the bottom of the second inning. Baltasek back in from the right side. Reyes comes set in the stretch. The payoff pitch. Baltasek, a swing and a miss. And the Eagles go down here in the bottom of the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 2 complete innings, Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. More Eagle baseball after this on SHN. Come back to baseball here at Eagle Field in Georgetown High School. It's the top of the 3rd inning. Back in the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matt Morrow. Borrow from Morrow. Your family, your future, our focus. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. Nathaniel Funk, your Leander Georgetown Edward Jones financial advisor, located at 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801 in Leander, Texas, brings you 3rd inning action of Eagle baseball. Learn how he can help you with all your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com/Nathaniel Funk. Top of the 3rd. The Patriots will bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Leininger's 3rd inning of work. First pitch misses low and inside. Ball 1 to the pitcher, Patrick Reyes. Reyes 0 for 1 of the ball game. Lined out to Hellman at short in inning number 1. A swing and a miss on the 1-0 pitch. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. To the sophomore pitcher, or the junior pitcher, I apologize, Patrick Reyes. The 1-1 pitch. Reyes, ground ball, pulled foul towards the first base dugout. Now a 1 ball and 2 strike count to the left-handed hitting Reyes. Leininger from the wideout. Up, the 1-2 pitch. Up and away. Ball 2. 2-2 now to Reyes. The pitcher of record right now for the Patriots. The 2-2 pitch. And a ball hit out into shallow left field, but Andrew Nations stays with it and makes the catch. As the ball was curving on him, the left-handed hitting Reyes twice now has hit it towards the left side, and it was turning back towards the third baseline, and Nations runs it down for out number 1. L7 in the book. To retire Reyes, and that'll bring up Daniel Boyer, the shortstop. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch from Leininger, the breaking pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 to count to Boyer. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2 now the count to Daniel Boyer with Caden Christensen, the DH, on deck for the Patriots. Leininger from the windup, the 0-2 pitch. The bender just misses inside for ball 1, 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch. Way inside now, 2-2 the count. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off back towards the third base dugout, out of play. And Boyer stays alive in the at-bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Boyer lays off and takes it. Ball 3, now a full count. With 1 out here in the top of the 3rd for the shortstop, Daniel Boyer. Leininger from the windup. Gets a sign from Pernica. The 3-2 pitch. Stays inside. Ball 4, a 1-out walk. 4th walk issued by Leininger here in the ball game. Now the Patriots have a one-out base runner. And here comes up Caden Christensen, the DH. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out swinging back in the second inning. Leininger will move to the stretch. Comes set there. The first pitch to Christensen. Low and inside, ball 1. Signs given by Coach Pullen there as Christensen steps out. Now Boyer will lead off first. Fluid will hold him on there. The runner takes off, but run down. Pickle got him. Nice play by Leininger as he read it through over to Fluid. And Boyer took off early. So that'll go 1-3-6 on the putout. On the caught stealing, pick off by Leininger. And a great job there to record the second out. And now Christensen steps back in with one ball, no strikes, and 2 outs, and the base is empty. The 1-0 pitch popped up right side of the infield. Second baseman Talon Ball will call for it and make the catch for out number 3. And the top of the third comes to a close. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. After 2.5 innings, Georgetown trails Eastview 3-2. More Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. Go to the bottom of the third, brought to you by Nathaniel Funk and Edward Jones, your financial advisor. Learn how Nathaniel Funk can help you with all your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com/Nathaniel Funk for more info. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up for the Eagles here in the bottom of the third to face off against Reyes for the second go-around. Peterson, Hellman, and Peters due up. Devin Peterson steps in 1 for 1 in the ball game. The first pitch from Reyes, and Peterson will take the breaker across for a called strike. 0-1 to count. Peterson doubled and scored a run in the the bottom of the first. Steps in here to lead things off in the bottom of the third. Reyes, the 1-0-1 pitch. Peterson pops it up left side of the infield. Mason pulling the third baseman into foul territory, and he will gracefully make the catch as he falls to the ground for out number 1. P5 in the book to record the out of Peterson. And that'll bring up the shortstop. Number 2, Eli Hellman. Hellman singled and scored a run back in the first inning. 1 for 1 in the ball game. Hellman batting .370 in district play coming into the ball game. Steps in here 1 for 1. The first pitch from Reyes, and Hellman pops it up right side. Between second and right field, the right fielder is going to call for it. And Walter will make the catch in shallow right field for out number 2. F9 in the book to record the out of Hellman. And that'll bring up Brady Peters, the third baseman. Peters laid down a beautiful sac bunt back in the first inning. Comes up here. Face off against Reyes with 2 outs. Reyes from the windup. The first pitch to Peters. And the breaking ball misses low and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Brady Peters. The 1-0 pitch from Reyes. And hits it out towards shortstop. Boyer charges. Throws on the run. Skips it over to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff will scoop it out of the turf for out number 3. 6-3 on the putout. And the Eagles go in order here in the bottom of the third. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. After 3 complete, Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. More Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. Back here in the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Georgetown 2, Eastview 3. And Eastview will bring up the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here in the top of the 4th inning. Mason Pullen, Kirchhoff, and Berglund. All three reach base in the top of the 2nd. Pullen walked in his plate appearance, came around and scored a run, the first of the ball game for the Patriots. The first pitch from Leininger is in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count to the sophomore third baseman, Mason Pullen. The 0-1 pitch skips in there inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Mason Pullen, the third baseman. Pullen in from the left side. Steps back in, ready to go. Leininger gets the sign from the windup. The 1-1 pitch. A bunt down the first baseline. Leininger will field it. He'll run over and tag Pullen out for out number 1. 1 unassisted on the putout. Nice play there by Riley Leininger to tag Mason Pullen for out number 1. That'll bring up Asher Kirchhoff, the first baseman. Kirchhoff, the sophomore, steps in from the right side. Back in the second inning, he reached on a base on balls and scored a run. Steps in here with 1 out and the base is empty. First pitch. Misses low and inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Kirchhoff. Leininger, the 1-0 pitch. Inside corner, called strike 1. Nice pitch there. It evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kirchhoff. With the number 9 hitter, Ben Berglund, up on deck for the Patriots. The 1-1 pitch. And that one will hit. Well, Kirchhoff takes off down. Now the umpire finally points at it. Another hit by pitch by Leininger. Has a 1-out base runner down at first for the Patriots. Second batter hit by a pitch by Leininger. So a 1-out base runner here in the third. So the Patriots have had a base runner on each inning so far here into the third. Left one stranded in the first, scored 3 runs in the third, stranded 2 more. Are in the top of the 4th now, I apologize. Have their base runner on here with 1 out. Berglund steps in from the left side. The first pitch from Leininger is a cross for a called strike. 0-1 the count. That third inning happened so quick. Leininger threw 14 pitches and faced the minimum. 3 up, 3 down. As did Reyes for the Patriots in the bottom of the third. Faced off against the top 3 hitters for the Eagle in the Eagle lineup. So now in the 4th inning with their base runner. The 0-1 pitch from Leininger and a ground ball down the first baseline. Fluitt's going to grab it in foul territory. So that'll take it to no balls and 2 strikes on the the left fielder, Ben Berglund. The senior left fielder will come back to the plate. He's 0-2 now. In the count with 1 out and a runner at first. Here in the top of the 4th, no balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. 3-2 your score. Eastview leading it by 1. Leininger comes set in the stretch. And a throw over to first base, and what a throw. Kirchhoff dives back in safely there. Count remains 0-2 to Berglund. Back in from the left side. Leininger comes set in the stretch. Another throw off over to first, but that throw not as close as Kirchhoff dives back in. Berglund stays in the box, ready to go. No balls and 2 strikes to Berglund. Leininger comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Fights it off. An inside-out swing. Fouls it off down the third baseline. Berglund stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes here against Leininger. Berglund hit by a pitch in the second inning and scored the 3rd run for the Patriots. Steps in here with an 0-2 count, 1 out and a runner at first. The 0-2 pitch. That one skips in. Pernica keeps it in front of him there. 1-2 now the count to Berglund with Randall Ellis, the center fielder, on deck for the Patriots. Be a beautiful time for a double play ground ball here for the Eagles to get out of the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Berglund. Kirchhoff, a big lead off first base. Fluid holds him on, a throw over. And Kirchhoff dives back in. Safely at first base. Berglund backs out now, ready to go back in the left side. Leininger looks over at first base, now comes set on the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Berglund, chopper down the first baseline. Fluid will field it, step on first. But that'll be all he can get there, as the high bounding ball took its time getting to Fluid. So Berglund's retired, 3 unassisted. That'll move the runner up to second base with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and in steps Randall Ellis. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Bumped out to short in the first, walked and left stranded in the second. Steps in here in the 4th with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Ellis from the left side steps in, ready to go. Leininger comes set from the stretch. Kirchhoff leads off second base. Leininger gives him a look, and now the first pitch to Ellis misses low and inside. Ball 1. Want to know the count to the center fielder, the leadoff man in the Patriot lineup, Randall Ellis. The senior center fielder back in, ready to go. Leininger comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Ellis pops it back out of play, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Georgetown, 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st. Eastview answers with 3 of their own in the top of the 2nd. And that's where the score remains. 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Patriots. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Eagles. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball down towards first. Fluid will field it. He'll pitch it to Leininger covering. A bang-bang play, but it's a good play there. 3-1 on the putout to retire Ellis. And the Patriots are down here in the top of the 4th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 3.5 innings, Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. More Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. We come back here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Eagles. Leininger, Ball, and Rainey. Leininger steps in, takes the first pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. Leininger, sac fly back in the 1st inning. to score Devin Peterson, the first run of the ball game. Steps in here in the 1-0 count. Reyes' 1-0 pitch is up high for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Riley Leininger. The 2-0 pitch from Reyes. Down low in the turf for ball 3. And quickly, Leininger ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes. 37 pitches through 3 innings by Reyes. As he works here in the top of the or bottom of the 4th. The 3-0 pitch to Leininger. It's a cross for a called strike. Leininger taken all the way. 3-1 now the count to the junior left-handed hitting Riley Leininger. Reyes from the windup. The 3-1 pitch. Leininger off the fist out towards second base. And Ryan Pullen will make the catch. L4 to retire Leininger for out number 1. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 20, Talon Ball. Ball steps in, 0 for 1 in the ball game. One out, the base is empty here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch from Reyes, and Ball takes it outside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Talon. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Reyes from the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Talon Ball sends it into right field. Walter ranges over and makes the catch for out number 2. F9 in the book to retire Talon Ball. And that'll bring up the left-handed hitting designated hitter, junior Jackson Rainey. Rainey 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out to Boyer at shortstop back at inning number 2. Steps in here with 2 outs and the base is empty. Reyes first pitch to Rainey. Breaking pitch that he's thrown to every batter since the beginning of the ball game. And this one does catch the outside corner on Rainey, and 0-1 the count. On the called strike, the 0-1 pitch. Same spot, but the fastball misses. And 1-1 the count to the left-handed hitting DH, Jackson Rainey. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. The 1-1 pitch from Reyes. Rainey couldn't check his swing. Called to strike 2, said he went around. 1-2 now the count to Jackson Rainey. Chance Pernica on deck. Correction, Andrew Nations on deck. Rainey back in from the left side. Reyes the windup. And the 1-2 pitch misses low and outside. Ball 2 is Rainey lays off, and now a 2-2 count with 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. And Rainey sends it into left center field. And it's going to be caught by Berglund as he was closing in on it. And he catches the line drive for out number 3. For the second inning in a row, the Eagles go in order. And after 4 complete, 3-2 still your score. Eastview leads it over Georgetown. Back with more Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. Go to the top of the 5th inning. Eastview, 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. Georgetown, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Leininger on to work his 5th inning here for the Eagles. Will face off against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Pullen, O'Malley, and Reyes. The first pitch to Pullen, outside corner breaking pitch called strike 1. Ryan Pullen, the second baseman 2 for 2 in the ball game with 2 RBIs. A double and a single. The 0-1 pitch from Leininger. Misses just low for ball 1. 1-1 now the count to the junior second baseman, Ryan Pullen. Leininger from the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Up and in. Pullen ducks out of the way and takes it for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Leininger gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch to Ryan Pullen. Breaking pitch, misses the outside corner. 3-1 now the count. To the second baseman, Ryan Pullen. The catcher, Josh O'Malley, and the pitcher, Patrick Reyes, both 2 up here in the bottom or top of the 5th for the Patriots. The 3-1 pitch, and a ball popped up left side of the infield. Eli Hellman will take care of this one. He'll make the catch for out number 1. P6 in the book to record the out of Ryan Pullen. That brings up the catcher, Josh O'Malley. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out looking in the first, grounded out to second base in the second. Steps in here with 1 out, and the base is empty. The first pitch from Leininger is low and outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch to O'Malley. Stays low, ball 2. Two balls and no strikes. They take their time getting the sign in, and now from the windup, the 2-0 pitch. This one on the inside corner, called strike 1. O'Malley thought it might be coming more inside as he kind of ducked out of the way, pulled back. Takes it on the inside corner for strike 1. 2-1 to count to the catcher, O'Malley. The 2-1 pitch, the breaker down in the turf, gets away. 3-1 now the count to the sophomore catcher, Josh O'Malley. Leininger from the windup, the 3-1 pitch. Right down the pipe for a called strike. O'Malley started to walk off like he struck out again, but it's only the second strike. And now he comes back. So now a full count to the catcher, Josh O'Malley. Bernicka gets the call from the dugout. Now Leininger ready to go. The 3-2 pitch. And it's inside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk puts another runner on base for the Patriots. 4 out of 5 innings now they've had a runner reach base. And here comes Coach Jordan Vieira out for a mound visit. Quick timeout, more Eagle Baseball after this on SHN. Back here in the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. BorrowFromMorrow.com, proud sponsor of Georgetown Eagle Baseball in the SHN broadcast booth. Now we go to the bullpen. Nathaniel Funk, your Leander Georgetown Edward Jones financial advisor, located at 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801 in Leander, Texas, brings you this call to the bullpen. Learn how he can help you with all your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com/Nathaniel Funk. And Coach Vieira will go to the bullpen here in the top of the 5th inning and bring in the senior right-hander, number 14, Kyle Ropolo. In district play, Ropolo has thrown 4 2/3 innings, appeared in 4 games, faced 18 batters. He has only surrendered 1 hit with a .062 batting average against a 0 ERA. He's walked 1, struck out 6. He'll step in here with 1 out and a runner on first base for the Patriots in the top of the 5th inning. Defensively for the Eagles, Leininger will stay in the ball game and go to first base defensively, and Fluid will come out of the ball game. As Ropolo goes to the mound. And he'll face off against the pitcher, Patrick Reyes, with 1 out. And the runner, Josh O'Malley, down at first. I don't believe O'Malley's running. I'll have to check and see who the courtesy runner is for the catcher. Ropolo will go to the stretch to start out the inning with 1 out and a runner at first. The first pitch from Ropolo in there for a called strike. A beautiful pitch by Kyle Ropolo. 0-1 to count. The runner is, it is a courtesy runner. It is number 1, Ronnie Goldman, the junior, running for the catcher. Now he's got into a rundown. A job by Kyle Ropolo, picks him off on a, got him in a pickle. What a job there by Ropolo. He throws over to Leininger, who throws down to Eli Hellman. 1-3-6 on the pickoff of Goldman for out number 2. Nice job there. Second runner picked off. By Eagle pitchers tonight. The 0-1 pitch, and it's fisted off down the third baseline towards the dugout. And now the count, no balls and 2 strikes to the pitcher, Patrick Reyes, with now 2 outs. Here in the inning for the Patriots in the top of the 5th. They lead by 1, 3-2. Ropolo comes set in the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. Outside corner, called strike 3, sit him down. Ropolo comes in and does a job. Picks a runner off, strikes out the batter. And after 4.5 innings, 3-2, still your score. Eastview leads it over Georgetown. More Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. Go to the bottom of the 5th. The 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Eagles. Andrew Nations, Chance Pernica, and Jacob Faltasek due up here. In the bottom of the 5th for the Eagles to face off against Reyes again. Nation steps in, first pitch. Misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Nations. Andrew 1-for-1 in the ball game. The 0-1 or the 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. 1-1 now. To the left-handed hitting left fielder, Andrew Nations. He had a double back in the 2nd inning, was left stranded at second base. The 1-1 pitch from Reyes. Breaking pitch, misses outside, ball 2. Two and 1 now to Andrew Nations here to lead off the bottom of the 5th. The Eagles trying to fight back in this one, down 1. Fouled off of the umpire, back to the screen, and now a 2-2 count to Andrew Nations. Reyes from the windup. The 2-2 pitch to Nations. Nations will send it into left field, and it will be caught, I think. I don't know. No one could call. No signal from either umpire. And now they're going to call an out as Berglund laid out and made the catch. Nice play by Ben Berglund in left field to steal the base hit. L7 in the book to record the out. The downfall of a two-man umpire crew is that's a tough one with no one on base in the top of the inning. To lead off the inning, the first base umpire is back behind first base, and the home plate umpire's in home. Back behind the plate, and that one was out in far left field. But a nice play by the senior left fielder, Ben Berglund, to retire Andrew Nation's first pitch. In there for a called strike to Pernica. Pernica 0-1 on the night with a strikeout, looking back in the second inning. One out here, and the base is empty in the bottom of the fifth. 0-1 to count to Pernica. The 0-1 pitch. Down in the turf, ball one, 1-1 now the count. With Jacob Faltasek, the senior right fielder, on deck for the Eagles. Reyes from the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Pernica fouls it off down the first baseline towards the dugout. Now Pernica behind the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Patriots. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Eagles. No scoring in this one since the top of the second. Reyes from the windup, the 1-2 pitch, and Pernica grounds it off of himself down the third baseline. Stays alive in the account, 1-2 now. With that foul ball. Eagles trying to get something going here. In the bottom of the fifth, still trailing by 1. Reyes from the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Pernica takes it inside for a called ball 2. 2-2 now the count to the catcher, Chance Pernica. Reyes gets the sign from O'Malley from the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Pernica ground it foul. And O'Malley will come out from behind the plate and snag it before it does anything else. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chance Pernica. Pernica takes his time, now readies himself back in from the right side. Reyes gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch. And the big breaker stays way outside for ball 3. Now Pernica's worked it to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth, no runners on. 2 runs in the bottom of the first for the Georgetown Eagles, 3 in the top of the second to answer for the Patriots. The payoff pitch, and this one's inside, ball 4. No, wow, oh, man. Pernica strikes out looking for out number 2. Second strikeout of the ball game by Pernica on the inside heater.
Next up for the Eagles, right fielder number 8, Jacob Faltasek.
Third strikeout of the ball game, recorded by Reyes, and that'll bring up Faltasek, who struck out swinging in the second. The first pitch, Faltasek fouls it off back to the screen, 0-1 the count. To the senior right fielder, Jacob Faltasek. Faltasek back in from the right side, Reyes from the windup, the 0-1 pitch. Faltasek fouls it back to the screen, 0-2 the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Patrick Reyes pitched a beautiful game. After he got out of the first inning with only 2 given up. The 0-2 pitch, up and away, ball 1. Through 4 complete innings. Reyes had only thrown 49 pitches unofficially. The 1-2 pitch to Faltasek. Faltasek chops it foul back to the backstop. Stays alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Devin Peterson waits on deck. Should Faltasek be able to reach base here and extend the inning? Faltasek back ready. Reyes from the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Low and outside. Ball 2. 2-2 now the count. To the senior right fielder, Jacob Faltasek. Faltasek back ready to go. Reyes gets the sign from O'Malley from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. Baltasek fouls it off back to the backstop, stays alive in the at-bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The next pitch by Reyes in this inning will be his 20th of the inning, the first time the Eagles have gotten him over 20 pitches in an inning. 13 in the first, 19 in the second, 5 in the third, and 12 in the fourth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reyes from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. Baltasek ground ball out towards third. Mason pulling up with it, throws across the diamond, but it's a bad throw down in the turf. And Kirchhoff could not scoop that one out. So Baltasek will reach on the error. That'll be an E5. That will give the Eagles a 2-out base runner. And now the junior center fielder, Devin Peterson, will step in. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. A double and a run scored back in the first inning. Popped out to the third baseman in foul territory in the third inning. Steps in here. With 2 outs and a runner at first, Reyes will move to the stretch. Baltasek leads off as Kirchhoff holds him on. A throw over. Baltasek dives back in easily at first base, safely there. Peterson back in from the right side. First, third plate appearance of the ballgame. 1 for 2 on the night. Reyes comes set. The first pitch to Peterson bounces in there for ball 1. Peterson ready to go back from the right side. Reyes will come set. Baltasek leads off first. The 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. To Devin Peterson. Eli Hellman, the shortstop, on deck. Should Peterson be able to extend the inning? Reyes will come set. The 2-0 pitch. Peterson sends it into right center field. Ellis is going to be able to run it down and makes the catch for out number 3 to retire the Eagles here in the bottom of the 5th. F8 in the book for out number 3, and the Eagles go quietly. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base after 5 complete. Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. More Eagle baseball after this on SHN Sports. Back here for the top of the 6th inning. Kyle Ropolo on for his 2nd inning of work. Came in and got the last 2 outs of the top of the 5th inning. A nice pick off at first base and then a strikeout looking to end the inning against Reyes. He'll face off against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Boyer, Christensen, and Mason pulling. Boyer steps in 0 for 1 in the ball game. A fly out in the 2nd inning, reached on a base on balls in the 3rd, but was picked off by Leiniger. Steps in here to lead it off. First pitch in there for a called strike from Ropolo. 0-1 the count to Boyer. Ropolo worked from the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. The 0-1 pitch to Boyer. And a ball sent into right field. Baltasek. He'll stand there and take 2 steps in and make the catch for out number 1, F9 in the book, to retire Boyer. And that'll bring up the DH, number 11, Caden Christensen. Christensen 0 for 2 in the ball game. A strikeout back in the second inning. Popped out to Talon Ball at second base in the third. Steps in here with one out and the base is empty in the top of the sixth. Ropolo ready for the first pitch. It's in there for a called strike. 0-1 to count to Christensen, the sophomore DH for the Patriots. The 0-1 pitch from Ropolo. Ball sent out into center field. Devin Peterson gets on his horse and makes the catch for out number 2. L8 in the book to retire Christensen. And that'll bring up Mason Pullen, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Walked and scored a run in the second inning. Grounded out, or bunted. Tried to bunt for a base hit. Lineker fielded it and tagged him out. Running down the baseline. Mason steps in here with 2 outs and a base is empty. The first pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Mason Pullen, the sophomore third baseman. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Eastview maintains the 3-2 lead. Ropolo comes set, the 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball 1, 1-1 to count to the left-handed hitting Mason Pullen. These two teams will meet again in the CROSSTOWN Showdown Friday night, live at Eastview High School. 7 o'clock first pitch. If you can't be there, join us live here on SHN. The 1-1 pitch. Outside corner called. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mason Pullen here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Ropolo gets the sign and comes set. Pullen ready from the left side. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes remains the count to Mason Pullen. With Asher Kirchhoff, the first baseman, on deck for the Patriots. Should Mason Pullen be able to extend the inning? Ropolo will come set. The 1-2 pitch. Inside corner, called strike 3, and Mason Pullen strikes out swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Patriots go in order here in the top of the 6th. After 5.5 innings, Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. More Eagle baseball in a moment here on SHN. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matthew Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. Matt's team dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, competitive rates, and assistance from a certified mortgage advisor. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com, NMLS 464-148. Patrick Reyes on for his 6th inning of work, and he'll face off against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Eagle lineup. Hellman steps in. The first pitch from Reyes in there for a called strike. 0-1 to count to Eli Hellman, Eli Hellman, 1 for 2 on the night. The 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to the senior shortstop, Eli Hellman. The 1-0-2 pitch fouled off, back out of play. 0-2 remains the count to the senior shortstop, Eli Hellman. Thursday night, join us live, 606 South Church Street at the Golden Rule for the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. The 0-2 pitch from Reyes. Hellman takes it outside for a ball. O'Malley ready to throw it around the horn. Stayed too far outside. 1-2 now the count to Hellman. Back in from the right side, ready to go. Reyes from the windup. The 1-2 pitch And Hellman slices it down the first baseline, but out of play. Stays alive in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Eli Hellman. We'll have Coach Vieira and a couple of the Eagle players there at the Golden Rule on Thursday night, 6:45 on the patio. Come join us. Talk all things Eagle baseball. And then Friday night at Eastview High School, game number 2 of this Crosstown Showdown between the Patriots and your Georgetown Eagles. The 1-2 pitch to Hellman. Hellman hits it out towards second. Ryan pulling up with it. He'll throw across to first base in time for out number 1. 4-3 on the putout to retire Hellman. That'll bring up the third baseman, Brady Peters. The Eagles down to their final 5 outs to come out back in this one. Here in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 3-2. Georgetown got 2 quick hits in the bottom of the 1st. A double and a single from Peterson and Hellman. They both scored in the inning. And then thanks to 3 walks and a hit by pitch, the Patriots put up 3 in the bottom of the, or top of the 2nd. Peters fouls this one off down the first baseline, and it'll get out of play for strike 1. And when the Patriots got those 3 in the top of the 2nd inning, it has been all scoreless. Back and forth pitching duel here for both teams. Reyes from the windup, the 0-1 pitch to Peters. Peters lays off and takes it low and outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count to the senior third baseman, Brady Peters, with Riley Leininger on deck for your Eagles. Peters ready to go, the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 now the count to Peters. Peters 0 for 2 in the ball game is what they say on the Game Changer. I have him for 0 for 1. That sack bunt moved the runner Hellman up to second base in the 1st. The 2-1 pitch, and Peters slices it foul down the first baseline, out of play. 2-2 now the count to the third baseman, Brady Peters. Riley Leininger, the first baseman now, on deck. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the 2-2 pitch. Peters chops it down the third baseline. Mason pulling on the run. He'll have to fire quickly, and does. For the 2nd out, 5-3 on the putout to retire Peters. For out number 2, and in steps the left-handed hitting Riley Leininger. Leininger 0 for 1 in the ball game. A sac fly RBI in the 1st inning. Lined out to the second baseman in the 4th. Steps in here with 2 outs and the base is empty. Back to the lefty-on-lefty matchup is Reyes from the windup. First pitch to Leininger, and Leininger checks his swing. And it's ball 1, 1-0 the count. Riley back in from the left side. Reyes gets the sign from O'Malley. The 1-0 pitch. Leininger takes it for strike 1. 1-1 to count to the big left-handed hitting first baseman Riley Leininger. Talon ball. Second baseman on deck for the Eagles. Reyes gets the sign. The 1-1 pitch to Leininger. Leininger lays off and takes it low and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count to Leininger here with 2 outs at the bottom of the 6th. The Eagles down to their last 4 outs. Just trying to come back and win this one. The 2-1 pitch. Leininger fouls it off down the third baseline, out of play. And the count evens out now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another Saturday tilt for the Eagles this Saturday at 1 p.m. live here at at Georgetown High School at Eagle Field. The 2-2 pitch, Leininger slashes it foul down the first baseline, and it goes down the first baseline, out of play. 2-2 remains the count to Leininger. The Round Rock Dragons will come in here to Eagle Field on Saturday. A 1 p.m. start between your Eagles and the Round Rock Dragons. 2-2 the count to Leininger with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-2 pitch. Leininger takes it down low in the turf for ball 3. And now a full count to the left-handed hitting Riley Leininger. Eagles need to get something going here to try to even this out. Trailing by 1. Reyes from the windup. The payoff pitch. Down in the dirt and a 2-out base on balls. Gets the base runner on for the Eagles. The first walk of the game issued by Patrick Reyes as he hits 90 pitches now in the ball game. And in steps Mighty Mouse, number 20, Talon Ball. From the right side, Talon 0 for 2 in the ball game. An opportunity here to make some noise for the Eagles. As Reyes moves to the stretch, Leininger leads off, held off by Kirchhoff. First pitch, and Ball takes it on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 to count. In district play, Talon Ball was coming in tonight, batting .571 in the 10 district games. 0 for 2 tonight. Reyes comes set. The 0-1 pitch. And Talon Ball hits it out towards second. Ryan pulling up with it, fires the first in time to record the out. And the Eagles are down here in the bottom of the 6th. 4-3 on the putout. Ends the inning. And the Eagles are retired. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 6 complete innings. Eastview 3, Georgetown 2. Eagle baseball continues in a moment on SHN. Come back for the top of the 7th. Live here in the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matt Morrow. Borrow from Morrow. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember, Matt Morrow. Borrow from Morrow. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Kyle Ropolo on for his 3rd inning of work here in relief. And he'll face off against the 8-9-1 hitters in the Patriot lineup, Kirchhoff, Berglund, and Ellis. Kirchhoff steps in. The first pitch swinging, strike 1. On the swing and miss. Kirchhoff yet to record an official at bat as he was walked back in the 2nd inning, hit by a pitch in the 4th. Leads off here in the top of the 7th. The 0-1 pitch, low and outside, ball 1, 1-1 now the count. To the sophomore first baseman, Asher Kirchhoff. In from the right side. Ropolo will come set from the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. And a ball popped up right side of the infield. Leininger come in and make the catch on the grass for out number 1. P3 in the book to retire Kirchhoff. And that'll bring up this left fielder, number 9, Ben Berglund. Berglund is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in inning number 2. And grounded out to a Fluid in the 4th inning, 3 unassisted. Steps in here with 1 out, and the base is empty in the top of the 7th. Berglund from the left side. Ropolo set from the stretch. The first pitch, swing and a miss. Berglund hesitated and finally pulled the trigger, but unconvincingly there. Strike 1. 0-1 to count to Berglund. The center fielder, Randall Ellis, on deck for the Patriots. Ropolo comes set. The 0-1 pitch. And a fisted out ball out to second base. The little looper caught by Talon Ball. L4 in the book to retire Berglund for out number 2. And that'll bring up the center fielder, the leadoff batter, Randall Ellis. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Popped out in the 1st inning, walked in the 2nd inning. Got an RBI on that bases loaded walk and then grounded out in the 4th inning. First pitch swinging, and he misses for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Ellis back in from the left side. Ropolo a look in, gets a sign from Pernica. Ropolo comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Outside corner called strike 2. 0-2 the count now to Ellis with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The base is empty. Ropolo comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off the helmet of Pernica. Back out of play, and the umpire will take his time and walk it out to Ropolo and let Pernica reset behind home plate. 0-2 the count to the center fielder, Randall Ellis, the senior, one of 2 seniors in the starting lineup for the Patriots tonight. Patriots looking to pick up a win, move to 7-4 district play, and give Georgetown their first district loss of the year. They can hold on to this 3-2 lead. Here in the top of the 7th, 0-2 the count to Ellis with 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch. That one stays high, ball 1. 1-2, now the count to Ellis, the left-handed hitting center fielder, with Ryan Pullen, second baseman on deck for the Patriots. 1-2 the count, Ropolo, the 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. 2-2, now the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Now the crowd making some noise. The Eagles have one last attempt in the bottom of the 7th to come back. The 2-2 pitch. And a ball popped up right side. Talon ball drifts out, but Devin Peterson, the center fielder, will call him off and make the catch to retire the Patriots in order here in the top of the 7th. F8 in the book for out number 3. And the Patriots go 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. And nobody left on after 6.5 innings. Patriots 3, your Eagles 2. The bottom of the 7th, all important coming up here for Georgetown if they want to come back. More Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Reyes on to pitch his 7th inning of the ball game. 92 pitches thrown through this point for Reyes. And he'll face off against the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Eagles. Rainey, Nations, and Pernica. Back here in the SHN broadcast booth. Brought to you by Matt Morrow. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, borrow from Morrow. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and Jackson Rainey, the DH, steps in. Also known to his fellow teammates and people around as Scout. Scout steps in here to lead up the bottom of the 7th. Reyes from the windup, the first pitch. Jackson Rainey takes it down in the turf for ball 1. Rainey 0 for 2 in the ball game. A ground out in the 2nd, a line out in the 4th. Steps in here with 1 ball and no strikes. Reyes from the windup, the 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike, 1-1. As Rainey takes that one, and the count evens out at 1 ball, 1 strike with no outs. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Reyes from the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. Coach Pullen riding Reyes the entire way here tonight as he's up over 95 pitches on the night. The 2-1 pitch to Rainey. Rainey hits it hard down the first baseline. Kirchhoff down to a knee, fields it, steps on the bag. For out number 1, 3 unassisted to retire Rainey. And that'll bring up the left fielder, number 10, Andrew Nations. Nations will step in. 1 for 2 on the night. A double back in the 2nd inning, was left stranded there at second base, and then a line out to left field in the 5th. Steps in here with 1 out. The bottom of the 7th, the first pitch. Stays high for ball 1. Nations back ready to go. The 1-0 pitch. Nations ground ball to first. Kirchhoff fields it. He'll take it. 3 unassisted for out number 2 to retire Nations. And the Patriot fans starting to make noise now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And in steps the senior catcher, Chance Pernica. The Eagles down to their final out here in the ball game tonight. Pernica 0 for 2 in the ballgame with 2 strikeouts. Steps in here. Reyes from the windup. The first pitch to Pernica. Pernica pops it up, out of play, down the first baseline. Strike one, 0-1 the count. The next pitch to Pernica will be the 100th pitch of the night for Patrick Reyes. The lefty for the Patriots. The 0-1 pitch to Pernica. Takes high, ball one. 1-1 the count to Chance. Pernica back ready. Reyes from the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Pernica ground ball pulled foul towards the third base dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the Eagles down to their final out here in the game. Friday night, these two teams made match off in game number 2 of the Crosstown Showdown over at Eastview High School. One and 2 the count to Pernica. Reyes, the 1-2 pitch. Bender, outside corner, called strike 3. And the Patriots win the ball game and act like they won the district title as they upset your Eagles 3-2. Pernica down on strikes for the 3rd time of the ball game, ends the ball game as the Eagles go in order here in the bottom of the 7th. 4 strikeout thrown by Reyes. So the Patriots improved to 13-13 overall, 7-4 in district play. Your Eagles fall to 15-12-1 and 10-1 in district play. And the same two teams will meet Friday night over at Eastview High School in game number 2 of this Crosstown Showdown. We'll take a quick timeout. I'm going to go down to the field. We'll have a visit with head coach Jordan Vieira, and we'll close things out from the field. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Baseball live here on SHN.